Multi-platinum pop artist Andy Grammer is leading a sing-along at the Global Down Syndrome Foundation Acceptability Gala here in Washington this week. The event raised more than $350,000 to support medical research to improve the health and well-being of people with Down syndrome. The event also honored Missouri Senator Roy Blunt and Illinois Congresswoman Cheri Bustos for their advocacy on behalf of people with Down syndrome. I had a chance to talk with Andy Grammer about his advocacy work and the importance of the event to him. Andy, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, man.
So, Andy, tell us a little about what you're doing here at the Global Down Syndrome Foundation. I've noticed that you've been appearing at a lot of different charity events. Why is that important to you?
I love to be someone that can amplify, if that's possible, and music is a really great thing to do that. So the way that you feel, music will amplify that. So if you're in a place, in an event like tonight, and you might be feeling generous, hopefully music can make you feel a little bit more generous. If you're feeling open, music might be able to open you up even a little bit more. So I'm very happy to lend my music to tonight.
Well, I've noticed, with your latest song, that "Don't Give Up on Me,"
yeah.
And that message, is that the message that you're bringing here and to these other charity events? And it seems to have resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah, this song "Don't Give Up on Me" has really been resonating. I think tonight is a perfect example of what it's about, which is a group that needs the fighting spirit to keep pushing and keep going and to get the representation they deserve.
Sure. So tell me a little bit about, forgive me, one of the things I actually find most interesting about you is your podcast.
Yeah.
And it's because you said you want to sit down, you want to have long-form conversations.
Yeah.
I'm a professional interviewer. What do you think is the best tactic to get people like yourself, I've only got you for a short time,
Sure.
to actually open up?
I love to ask questions that are not easy to answer and that will surprise the person when you ask them. So if you were on my podcast, I would say, what's the most spiritual experience you've ever had?
Ooh, that's a deep one.
Quick, fire. What do you got?
Yeah, for me?
Yeah, fast.
Oh, the spiritual experience?
Yeah.
Being in a Hindu temple with my parents.
Amazing.
There you go.
Okay,
right.
Another quick fire one is.
Wait, what's yours? This is
mine?
the time I'm interviewing you.
I had this experience on my next album where I had this amazing, crazy experience with a medium where my mother told me to write a song for my daughter.
Yeah.
So the song is called She'd Say, which is on my next album.
Okay.
I love that we all have an answer to this question, and that when you ask questions that go to the edges of ourselves. That's my favorite.
Yeah. So, I interview politicians, and we're actually interviewing a politician later today. What do you recommend that we ask him? Senator Roy Blunt.
Ask him. Those are both good. Or ask him what he thinks happens when we die.
What do we think happens when we
love
die?
that.
I've noticed that that's your public go-to.
That's like a good one.
Yeah. So one of the things. So we are in D.C. and I interview politics. This is politicians. This is one of the things we focus on. Is a lot of people really just hate seeing everything becoming political. And I've noticed with you, you're just a really positive guy.
Yeah.
How have you been able to sustain that in the current moment? I know out in LA, I bet the pressure is immense. It's like be political, be political, be political.
Yeah.
I don't really see you going into that at all.
No,
Yeah.
I don't align with any political party. I think that unity is really important, and that anytime you find yourself getting divisive, to try and do your best to understand the other side.
Sure.
And it's just one world, man.
Yeah.
It's like one place. All these lines that are drawn are kind of made up.
Yeah. Is that one of the biggest lessons you've learned? I mean, you go on tour, right? You're always
Yeah.
out there. You're always meeting different people. What has that told you about where our politics is? Because it seems like the country is more divided than ever. But music like yours is uplifting, and I think that's inspiring. At least
And I
personally to
do
me.
have a unique perspective only because I travel to a different city every day.
Yeah.
And so I feel close, genuinely feel close to everybody in this country. And now I begin to go around the world, but especially in America, everybody's trying to do their best.
Everybody's trying to do their best. And when you try to do your best, within your music, where do you draw that strength and that resonation from? Because I think that's important in a charity event like this. People are struggling. We're trying to get money in order to support people. How is it that you find that within yourself to reach the level of success that you found?
I think that there is a level of happiness that you can't reach until you are being of service to other people. That's, I think, where true happiness lies.
Yeah.
And when you really truthfully believe that, then nights like this are the only option there is.
Whenever you interview successful people, what's the strain that you see through all their answers? You interview and you meet a lot of different successful people. What is it that you see in there?
I think the most important thing is persistence.
Persistence.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I met the people who run this event. They seem pretty damn persistent to me.
They do too. It looks like they're very successful.
Pretty good shape here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So final question for you: what's the message that you're trying to send just by appearing today?
I have been so lucky. I mean, I'm like a white guy.
Sure.
So if I'm not spending a bunch of time figuring out how to go speak for other people, I'm an asshole. Yeah.
All right. Well,
man.
thank you, Andy.
Appreciate it.
What a nice guy.
Yeah.
That's all I was really struck by Andy. He is just one of the nicest humans I've ever met. Eternally optimistic. Right after us, he actually did another interview where they asked him to just sing on the spot, and I swear he just belted it out to the entire room. There's a cocktail party going on. He's at this fundraiser. Such a nice human being.
I like how he turned the tables on you for a second
he did.
and got you to kind of
I was like, okay.
both open up and take a little stutter step.
Yeah, we had maybe 5 minutes together. I tried to make the best of it, so I hope it was good.
No, you did a good job. That was a great interview, and I think a lot of people don't really pay attention to some of these artists who are really trying to do something more meaningful. I mean, art is meaningful itself, but they're using the platform they have from their art to do something else that is meaningful.
Yeah, it's funny. Before when I was preparing for the interview, I Googled his name, and every news article about him was appearing at a charity event. I think that really does go to show who Andy is. I hadn't really heard that much about him before, but I'm gonna follow his stuff because the guy really does do as much as he humanly can to raise money for good causes, especially like the Global Down Syndrome Foundation, for children's cancer, acceptability thing. I think that really is a noble use of the platform.
That's really great. Thanks for doing the interview.
Thanks, Jamal.
All right, coming up, Harriet Tubman's debut on this $20 bill is being put on hold. And what do you get when you combine the magic of prom night with some very confused cops?
And a very important mammal naming contest is right here going on in the nation's capital when Rising continues.